Not familiar, Glover U is a broker agnostic training and coaching organization for real estate agents and leaders all over North America. Of course, we've probably got some people on from other countries as well. And we work with agents from all brokerages, all skill levels, and of course, brokerage owners and leaders and those growing their organizations as well. You should have a workbook that comes with today's session. Go ahead and get this workbook printed because I want to force you to take notes. I want you to handwrite notes. One of the most effective ways to learn is by actually writing your notes out. In addition to that, there's some great free resources in here as well, which I'm going to touch on a few of them in just a second. So they dropped the workbook in the chat. Go ahead and get that printed because you're going to want to keep these. In fact, for those of you that are attending all 7, by the time you're done, you're essentially going to have 7 workbooks full of notes that you can use to win this second half. Okay, so for those that are not familiar, as I mentioned, I've been listing and selling real estate now for 22 years. Probably one of the biggest differences of why we're one of the fastest, if not the fastest growing training and coaching company on the planet is because we are in the trenches with you. You're here with not only 2 leaders of very successful real estate teams, Greg co-leading the #1 real estate team in Ohio and myself here in Detroit, but I'm also in the trenches with you. In fact, in the last decade, I have personally listed and sold over 100 homes per year myself on average. That doesn't even include the 1,000 a year that our team does. So you're learning from people who are in it with you, and we're so excited to be with you guys today and sharing with you what we're doing, especially in this space, the marketing space, as it relates to video, because so much has changed. I mean, honestly, if you were on our free webinar 6 months ago, we've got updates since then. If you were at our summit in Phoenix in January, we've got updates since then. This is an ever-changing world as it relates to marketing, and you've got the guy who has mastered marketing at a high level to teach you today. So you've got the workbook. You saw it in there in the chat. Get that downloaded, and do me a favor and turn to the 4th page of the workbook. It looks like this. If you don't have a chance to get that printed off yet, just get that up on your screen. This is the 4th page of the workbook. And while there's a ton of free resources on here, I'm going to touch base on the main ones, or at least the ones that they tell me are getting the most use, or we get the best feedback on, I guess, if you will. First things first, every single day, Monday through Friday, every Monday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every Thursday, every Friday, I'm writing a message specifically designed to help you list and sell more homes. Sometimes it's, I went on an appointment last night. Here's an objection I got. Here's how I handled it. Other times, like this morning, I gave you the entire objection handler for when a buyer says, well, another agent will do it for less. Not something we're used to hearing from buyers, are we? No, we're used to hearing that from sellers. But now that buyers will be interviewing agents, since they are now responsible for paying our commission, you're going to hear that. So I gave you the objection handler for that in this morning's message. Anyways, every day I write a message to help you list and sell more homes. If you'd like to subscribe, it's free. Just text the word morning to 55444. That's right. All you have to do is open up your phone to go to your text messages. The phone number is 55444. I'll do it with you. And in the body of the message, just type morning, MORNING, hit send. And it'll ask you your first name, last name, and you're signed up. All right. We send that through our app, and also we send that through email. So depending on whether you want notifications or if you want to just get it through email. Speaking of our app, that's resource number 2. And if you're signing up for the daily message, it'll give you the link to the app. For those that don't have the app, but you do get the daily message, I strongly encourage you to search the Glover U app in the App Store. It's free. Why? Because we're putting more free resources on there than anywhere else. We did the buyer webinar on Monday, and people were going on our website to buy the buying power checklist when they could get it for free in the app. And so I never understood why you would buy something when we offer it for free. So make sure you have the Glover U app on your phone. There's a ton of free resources in there. And last, but certainly not least, and very fitting for today's session, my marketing team would kill me if I did not talk about the fact that we are putting more energy, effort, and content on YouTube than ever before. In fact, when I did the NAR settlement video where we released all the NAR settlement scripts, I went through them one by one. We put them only on our YouTube channel first before we shared them with the public. So here's what I'm going to recommend you do. Take out your cell phones and open up your YouTube app. All right. And if you don't have the YouTube app, this is a lesson. This is the prerequisite to Greg's session today. You better have the YouTube app. open up your YouTube app and you're going to search Glover space the letter U. Glover space the letter U. Now watch, if you don't have YouTube yet, just Google Glover U and then click on video and it'll take you to our YouTube channel. And there's going to be a little bell right when you go to the channel, okay, in the middle of your screen. Click on that bell. That's the subscribe bell. That way, every time we release a new video, you'll be notified of that content. And we're releasing probably 2-3 videos a week right now, all designed to help you list and sell more homes. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in. Those are the resources. Of course, if you're new to us, you see the whole list of other resources there in your workbook. Now, I'm going to turn it over to Greg because Greg, for years now, has been our marketing master, not just in video, but everything as it relates to marketing. And so today we decided, because we're seeing, I mean, we've been talking, Greg, you've been talking about video and the importance of it before it was even cool. And so now everyone knows it's cool. I think everyone understands the importance of it. So everyone has finally caught up to you, Greg, after 2 or 3 years of this. And now it's like, okay, how do we make it better? How do we actually get results with it? So Greg's got a ton that he's going to share with us, and I'm going to turn it over to you now, Greg.
Awesome. Great. Well, yeah, the premise of video, and I appreciate, first of all, thank you guys for all joining. It tells me that you guys are taking time out of your careers to level up your game for your clients, for your family, for your team members. Marketing is one of the greatest opportunities that realtors, I think, overlook. I think prospecting is where everybody disciplines themselves into calling your FSBOs expired, your sphere of influence. And those phone calls are great, but as we all know, anybody under the age of 30 does not want a phone call. Quite frankly, they don't want texts, and they probably don't want DMs. If they do have DMs, it better be a lot of emojis. They don't want to use the English language or whatever language you speak, native language. They want to communicate quite differently than they used to. And this has really just happened as a shift, a paradigm shift in culture and communications and sales, quite frankly, in the last few years. Now, marketing has always been a solid way to build your business. There's prospecting-based businesses. This is where you're cold calling, you're doing that, and that is fantastic. I know that Jeff is the master of prospecting-based businesses. You have marketing-based businesses. So for myself and my team, we've really leveraged marketing funnels, the communication of our value through multiple different media sources, whether it be print media, billboards. Marketing encompasses all of those things. Obviously, video being one of the most powerful forms of communication on earth today, and us as realtors haven't really taken or harnessed that power for our own advantage, to become celebrities in our own areas, to improve our marketing funnels and get business without even picking up the phone. Well, you got to pick up the phone when they call you or they DM you and ask for more business. And then the final way to build your business is through personality-based businesses. I see this very, very often. If you are a personality-based realtor, meaning you go to open houses, people love you. Everybody just, at your church or your organizations, what have you, just got a ton of friends. You're that person, right? They just work with you because they like you. I want you to pay attention to this, because I believe this is probably one of the most powerful additions to your business that you could possibly have. And that's adding marketing and adding video to your personality. Yeah. And I always say this, if you don't know this, personality-based business is a one-to-one relationship. You can only get enough business that you can get in front of somebody, right? If you put video in place, you're now one-to-many.
Yeah. And that you're expanding your personality. It's how you expand your personality, essentially. And Greg, I want to add one thing you said about the prospecting piece of it, because of course, as you know, that's kind of how my business started. That was the core. Really, it was the core of what we taught at Glover U, until we got in relationship and recognized that there's other areas and other ways to build a business. And for those of you that are on here that are like the hardcore prospectors, which I don't anticipate there's a ton on here, because you tell a hardcore prospector they're going to do video and they're like, I don't need that. What I would tell you is you do need this, because now when you prospect, if you get an appointment set for 1 out of every 16 contacts, let's just say, if you master this piece, you're getting an appointment for 1 out of every 11 contacts. It's only going to make your results better if you are prospecting based.
Beautiful. Yeah, exactly. And in the prospecting, when you call somebody, everybody is doing their own research. They're researching you. Yeah, it's what we do. How do we buy products today? Amazon. What do? We look for the reviews. We look for our own. We tell the retailers, or in this case, let's say Amazon, we tell them that we're purchasing their product. They don't sell us anymore. They do by creating great graphics, art, and making themselves accessible online, which is convenient. Convenience to purchase their service or product is what the world is looking for. My question to you, when you ask yourself, you ask your team, how easy are you to access? How can I find your storefront? If I Google top realtor in Butte, Montana, who's coming up?
Mhm.
Don't actually do that. I think I just distracted 100 people right now. Don't do that. But my point is, are you coming up? Are you easily accessible? Because if you're not, they're not going to purchase your services. If you don't exist, if you're not online, you don't exist, these strangers cannot purchase your services. And the only way to succeed at the next level in real estate is to work with people you don't know. You can obviously shore up the front lines with the people you do know by building a solid brand online and being in front of them through video on a daily basis or a weekly basis. But you've got to get in front of strangers. Strangers have to find you, seek you out, and want to work with you. And the only way they're going to do that in today's world is, quite frankly, through video, through online. Social media is obviously a great tool, and we talk about that a lot in Marketing Mastery. That's Instagram, that's your Facebook. YouTube is not social media. YouTube is a search.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
YouTube
right?
is a search engine, correct? Yes. So you've got Google as the number one tool that anyone uses. They open up their web browser, they're typing into Google or Firefox or Bing. You know, for my dad, he's 84, he'll be using Bing because that's what came preloaded on his Costco PC. But that's fine. They're still. Are you showing up? And how do we show up? YouTube is the number 2 search engine in the world. Number 1 is Google. Google owns YouTube. This is the importance. Now, I've spent the last couple Marketing Mastery courses, or in the past, as Jeff mentioned, trying to convince people that this is important. I'm going to assume you guys already know this. So we're going to move on from there. The next challenge that I see with a lot of realtors is that they scream white noise into the ether. There's no marketing plan. There's no marketing strategy. They don't know what the purpose or plan of their marketing communication is. So they're saying, well, this is a cool video. Great. What does that say about your brand? What does it say about your unique value? What is inspiring me? What is the objective of this ad? It could be brand awareness, which is, I think, what most people default to. I just want people to know who I am and I sell this fancy house, so I'm doing good, everybody. That's probably the default. But getting more specific on saying, you know what, I want to create a marketing strategy utilizing video and other means of media and marketing to drive, let's say, a higher price point. My average sale price this year was X. I want to increase that by 100,000 in the next 12 months due to the inbound referrals through marketing. So I'm specifically going to showcase higher, and then you can build a plan around that. I'm not going to show properties that are below that price point on my social media, on my video, on my marketing. You could say, I want more agent-to-agent referrals. How are you going to do the agent-to-agent referrals? What is your marketing plan? Do you have a system and do you have a marketing funnel built into your game plan on how you're going to do this? So, Jeff, if you don't mind, if I'm going to launch off into my content, I can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I want you to know that within this content, and I know my people that know me and love me, I do talk fast, but it's because I'm trying to jam a lot of content into a short free webinar. Obviously, we have a 16-week course. I'm going to try to condense and give you, in this next 30 so minutes, I'm going to give you the concept of from very beginning all the way to AI resources that can actually do a lot of this stuff for you. So we're going to go, but if you don't get the foundation right, everything you do in marketing and video is going to be for naught. It's not going to it's not going to have the production that you're looking for. You are not going to create revenue for you and your family if you don't get the foundation right. So I'm going to ask you guys to take a step back. If you already think you know what your brand is because you have a pretty logo, I'm going to ask you to challenge yourself, but I'm going to go through that part pretty quick and get into the video section, which is kind of like mid-season for our Marketing Mastery courses. Is where we really start to get into the video. So I'm going to do that here, and let me just go ahead and share my screen. Jeff, if you got anything while I work my tech?
No, listen, I think that one thing I admire about your business and even what Alana's doing with our business behind the scenes in marketing is we're not just sharing content that we used 6 months ago. I mean, we are staying ahead on everything. Things that agents might have heard 6 months ago might even be obsolete today. And so I think the one thing that everyone can be confident in knowing is you're talking to or you're hearing from two people that are using this stuff right now in the field with you. So it's not like we're regurgitating someone else's information or something we heard in a Facebook group. I mean, this is actual stuff that we're doing in our business right now. Two teams that are 1,000+ units a year. So no, I know that everyone's going to get a lot of value out of this. So let's go.
All right. Awesome, great. So right now, Jeff, can you see my screen? And if I switch, you can see that everything's good. You can hear me, and you can see my shared deck.
I see a black screen.
Okay, you're not seeing. Okay, glad I asked because I was about to get
there.
Going.
It is. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Now
see that, but if I hit play, do you see me now?
No, I see black screen.
Okay. All right. So if you guys are okay with this, I'm just going to go ahead and use the slideshow here that we have. So you're going to see a little bit of the notes. Is that okay? Can you see that okay, Jeff?
Yeah, I can see that just fine. Yep.
All right, perfect. All right, now I'm going to do this, and Jeff, it might be a little, Jeff might be like, hey, Greg, why are you promoting your own YouTube? So I would love for you guys to subscribe to my YouTube channel.
No, you
I'm
should.
Gonna just start. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, you should be. I mean, listen, you're an example for us to follow. So absolutely, everyone should be subscribed to it.
And here's the very first lesson. I want you guys to write this down. Be unapologetic when promoting your brand and your resources. If you aren't the biggest, loudest champion of your brand, of yourself, who else is going to be? Now, here's what I see. A lot of people say, well, Greg, isn't that prideful? Isn't that self-serving? Isn't that... You guys are running a marketing department. You have a small business. There isn't a Fortune 500 company in the world that does not have a dedicated marketing team. They spend millions of dollars developing and communicating their brand. When you're watching a sports show, if you're watching the Detroit Lions lose to the Cleveland Browns, during the commercial, what you see is, I'm just projecting my hopes for the future, but what you see is that Ford commercial comes on, and doesn't the volume go up? And you're like, well, who turned up the volume? Nobody did. Nobody. Ford Motor Company did. If you think that's by chance, you're crazy. My point is, you want to be loud and you want to push for your development, because if people aren't following your channels, if they aren't subscribed to you, you actually don't exist. If it didn't happen on social media, it did not exist. If you've got a great charity event, or if you've got a food truck in the neighborhood serving ice cream to pups, it's like really cute and really fun. If you didn't capture that in video and get that out into your resources, and you aren't pointing people to those resources, you don't exist. I'm Greg Erlanger. I sold a bunch of houses with what I consider the greatest, actually numerically, the truth is we're the greatest team in the state of Ohio, selling for the last 10 years, #1 in both units and volume. I don't say this to be prideful. I say this to validate what I'm going to bring to you guys to the next. Okay.
You're talking to you're hearing from two people that are in the trenches with you, and that's why we share that.
Yes, sir. Okay, so what we want to do is basically break it down, and I'm going to try to go through this as quick as I can. But with video, you want to create content that works. Mm-hmm. You want to build raving fans and create a community to get these subscribers. A lot of people want to just get subscribers, but you have to earn the right to have people following you. And the way you do that is by creating content that works. I think a lot of people get stuck and don't understand how to create the content that will drive people there. Why did one video go viral and the other one did not? And it's not as if you're really trying, everybody's trying to hit a home run, as opposed to building a library of content in a storefront with product inside the store that people can count on and rely on. They're going to subscribe to you when they understand what you stand for and what your service is about. What is your brand, right? If you don't know what your brand is, I'm going to show you this amazing graphic that everyone has, if you've seen it before. I've spent a lot of time advancing the graphics here. I think it's fantastic. But I want you to get your foundation right. If you don't know what your brand is, and I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this, but this is absolutely one of the classes in the 16-week course we go over. Truly understanding what is brand. Are you proud of it? Are you excited about it? I'm not saying, is your logo pretty? I'm saying, do people know exactly what you stand for when they land on your Facebook page, when they go to your website, when they see you pull up in your car, when you wear the suit that you wear, or when they walk into your office? Are they able to immediately understand what you stand for? Do you have high standards? Do you have low-key community connectivity? Do you have a sort of a country vibe to say, look, I'm part of your community? Do you have a downtown urban flair to your style? Understand that we do not have to all be selling LA or selling Sunset. That is not what we have to be doing. Do not aspire to be them unless that is within your brand and where you want to go. Without getting that right, the content you create will be disingenuous. No one will believe it. It will not work. The production of creating this content is a waste of time, money, and effort because it's not going to hit. It's not going to trigger the audience that you've targeted, if you even know who your audience is. And you're not going to gain fans that will start to perpetuate and sell your services to their friends. Oh my God, you got to follow Jeff Glover. You know, obviously he's like running the state. He's the biggest, baddest realtor in town. You should see he's got these amazing suits. His marketing's on point. I went to his office. True story though. I went to his office and I was like, dang, like I'm trying to use some clean words here, but I was taken back by the clarity of your brand when I just walked into one of your offices. So people should be able to understand that, be a fanatic of it, and then that's where your money is going to come from. Marketing is a longer game, but it is more of an asset. When you prospect and cold call somebody, that moment is gone the minute you hang up the phone. You'll obviously work your database, don't get me wrong, but the marketing, if you spend that same amount of time developing marketing, the marketing typically it holds on as an asset. You become famous, quite frankly, in your area, and you're the one that self-promoted. Jeff Glover, I had the opportunity to go with Jeff to a Detroit Pistons game. Where the Cavs went on to beat them very well. No, I'm just kidding.
I think every team beat the Pistons last season, so that's not saying much, but go ahead.
And Jeff's going to be slightly maybe embarrassed by this, but as I walked around, now I'm from Ohio and we're both realtors doing well in our states. I'm walking around Detroit and no less than 4 times did two people asked to have their photo with him, and 4 people stopped him and said, "Are you that? You're Jeff?" And they were like taken back. They were fanatics by him. And that is because, now, was it because Hollywood came along and said, "Hey, Jeff, be famous"? No, Jeff self-promoted through a marketing strategy for years to create his own celebrity. To create, and again, not taking anything away, obviously your great standards and treating everyone right and being a champion of the community, but that was indeed brand development, and that created fanaticism. You literally are famous within your area.
To your point about the asset, our advertising budget today is maybe 20% of what it was 5 years ago. And so we have scaled it way back. But people, as you mentioned, still approach me as if I'm still all over the place. And so the point is yes, it is long lasting after you dial it back for sure. I mean, you saw that. You would think, based on how many times people said something at that game, for instance, that I had billboards up or was running TV ads right now. No, I had no ad. I had nothing out there except for maybe social media and YouTube or whatnot. So it is for sure an asset. That's the case.
And I'm going to jump from this conversation to the next, just because we did jump on for video, right? So you got to get this right. I will always hammer this. I'm not concerned about criticism on what I'm communicating. I'm very passionate about this because if you don't get your brand right, nothing is going to work. A brand has to be honest. Your brand don't try to be something you're not. Okay, it has to be unique. So if you're taking the brokerage templated website or the brokerage templated mission, vision, values, and just kind of like, here's the listing presentation I received when I joined the brokerage, that is a great starting point. And kudos to the brokerages that provide that type of immediate launch and brand equity within the brokerage. Fantastic. But you have to be unique. Your brand has to set you apart from the other 50,000 or 15 agents in your office, whatever that number. You have to set yourself. You have to be unique. What does your brand? Great brands solve problems. What really is the problem right now that buyers might be having? I can't find inventory. Okay, then how does your brand solve that problem? My last realtor didn't communicate with me, and I didn't feel like he really appreciated who I was. Relationship. That is the problem that you solve if you are a relationship-based realtor. It has to be flexible. You don't want to, in our marketing mastery course, we do a SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats with the brand that you've created. Are you alienating the luxury? Are you alienating the consumer brand? Are you alienating urban living or suburban living. Like pay
Yep.
attention to what your brand is so that you don't isolate and lose opportunity for rules. Oh, I see all you do is investors. So, we're really looking to sell our single family home where
Yep.
Fluffy lives. Like that, you got to pay attention to that. And can you sell your brand? And what I really want you guys to ask yourself, are you really excited about your brand right now? I know there are some people that are very excited about their brand. I love the Easy Sales team. Like I know that what we stand for, I know who we are. I know that we're a safe, secure solution that treats the customer right. We focus on our fiduciary to the consumer every single time. I believe in that. I know that. I'm excited about it. I would wear, and I do wear, Easy Sales team swag, umbrellas. I wear Live Unreal socks because I believe in I'm a part of Jeff's mission. And so can you get excited about your own brand? I'm genuinely excited. I didn't make that up. And those are the basic things that you need within brand. So
Super important. Honestly, I know that today is mostly about video, but the video doesn't matter unless you master that piece of it. So crucial.
perfect. I'm going to just give you a couple names so that with the time that we have, you guys can look at a couple names. It's just a lot of fun. Trenton Miller, a lot of you guys have seen this. He does speed tours, and he runs through and does home tours in under 2 minutes. And he keeps your attention for a solid 2 minutes. So go ahead, check out Trenton Miller. I just am a fan of what he does. I am a fan of what he does. He's hilarious. He's funny. What I want you to pay attention to as he's running through, and you do not have to, if you're a sophisticated brand, if you're looking at the downsizing community, pay attention. This isn't going to work. But what I want to show you is the variety of brands and communication and videos that can exist. It doesn't have to be, once again, selling sunset. You don't have to have a wonderful pocket square like Jeff and I do. If that's not your brand, quite frankly, this pocket square and this suit is for Jeff's brand, for Live Unreal Media's brand. Mm-hmm. Okay. My brand is more of a hoodie and jeans, and I help investors in Lakewood, Ohio flip properties. I mean, that's where I'm really, really good. Yeah. That's my genuine personal brand. I also represent a large team that does multiple things. Bob Tompkins, he was just at the Live Unreal retreat. He was up on stage, had a great opportunity to watch his brand and watch some of his videos. I'd ask that you guys kind of take a look at what he's doing as well. I'm going to point out that Trenton and Bob, both good looking men, but they're not selling sunset Hollywood types, if that makes sense. Do you see what I'm saying? Be yourself. There are so many people that do not engage video because they need to lose a little bit of weight, or their teeth aren't fixed, or they get inside their own head. And the truth is, everybody looks the way they look in real life. You're going to look the same on video. People, if they like you in real life, they're going to like you on video. Do not stop yourself. Do not let that fear stop you from creating content and communicating who you are to many people, not just one person. I hope that hit with somebody that's watching. I hope that hit with you. You've got to set that aside. We are a few years past the ability to say, I'm just going to wait until. You've got to just get out there and do it. Yeah. Bob Tompkins just has a really good time doing it. He's funny. He's unique. He's entertaining. That's the type of content that works. Another couple that was in one of my breakouts that I really appreciated what they did is Trailside Property Group. I'm not pitching these guys, but I'm giving you guys a little bit of homework just so you can kind of check out some different variety of things that can work. What I like about Trailside is they're not selling the house, they're selling the lifestyle of where they live. They're obviously in the like wooded area. There's a lot of bike trails. Where's the next trailhead? That's what's important. That's the problem that they're solving through their video. They're answering the questions, right? Answering the simple questions that a buyer is going to have. If I'm going to live in this area, I want to know how close I am to the trailhead. I want to know what type of outdoor activities exist. I actually don't even care about the house, to be honest with you. I care about how close I am to a fishing opportunity or what have you. So things to think about. I only threw this one in here real quick, Steve Daria, because he has 26,000 subscribers. Hey, I don't think he's the most beautiful man in the world. I don't think he's an ugly man. But what I'm saying is this man got out there and got 26,000 subscribers. I'm trying to help you guys have a breakthrough on, it's not about how you look. It's about the quality of content, the problems you solve and with your brand. It's what are you communicating? What is the content that you're serving up in your channel? Okay. Too many people, and I wouldn't hammer this so hard if 50% of the time I wouldn't hear people stop video because they just don't like the way they look on video. Okay. Flip side, you got 155,000 subscribers with Everything Real Estate. What I like about what they do is they stay within their brand. They're in their suits and ties, and they're continually talking about specifically the numbers, the accounting, they stay in the focus of like sort of your analytics, right? The analytics of real estate. And so if you're sort of a day trader, a stock trader, or something like that, these guys are going to be what you want. And what you can see is a category of content. If I go there, I know what their next video is generally going to be about. It's going to be very business oriented. It's not going to talk about the trailhead. It's going to talk about the business orientation. So they are targeting a segment of the audience. They know exactly who they're communicating to. Question, write this down. Who am I communicating to in my last video, in my next video? Who's on the other side of this that I'm really trying to communicate to, and why? Just wanted to give you a couple examples. Some of the great kind of takeaways that I can summarize here real quick is people come for the plot and stay for the character. If you guys are not in your videos, you are leaving a ton of opportunity. So when you're creating video, be in the video. Even if it's a selfie at first and then you pan to the location, people want to see you. The engagement, it doesn't lie. Do you have anything on that, Jeff? It seems like
no, I was just going to say that's kind of a good way to start for people that maybe are a little afraid of seeing themselves on camera, or, a little camera shy. We've had agents that we've coached through this, and you've worked with agents on this as well, Greg, as you just mentioned it. Start with the video on your face. Even let's just pretend it's a 4-minute video. It's on your face for 10 seconds, and then start with it. Go to your content and then finish with it. Again, 10 seconds at the end. So it's not like you have to be on there the whole time. Start that way.
Another great way to do it, if you're doing the video tours, your home tours, when your video guy gets there and starts, or guy or girls gets there and starts walking through the home, have yourself walk through the front door and flip on a light. That's it. Don't even say anything. Open up a closet door, or be in the kitchen, or turn on a faucet. Just start to be in the video. Don't say anything, but that's another great way to kind of wade into the water in a comfortable manner. Friends, you don't get to not be in the video. You don't get to avoid video as we move into, right now it's the current. So as we move into the future, when you're creating the videos, now that you're starting to get comfortable with video, and but it's not hitting. It's like your videos are boring, or it's people aren't really enjoying what you're presenting. Let's say you're struggling with that a little bit. You might want to ask yourself, and you want to follow some of the major YouTubers that are out there, like Mr. Beast. And I always have to throw that in because I think it drives Jeff nuts when I talk about Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is the #1 YouTuber in the entire world. So he gets more attention than the Super Bowl ever will. His next video will have more viewers of that next video than the Super Bowl will have next year. So if that gives you any idea of his net worth, of his success, and it's all through that. But I want you to watch some of these YouTubers, even if it has nothing to do with real estate. What you're going to notice, and if you think about some of the YouTubers that you already follow, because 95% of internet users are using YouTube, right? 95%. So I already know every one of you is using YouTube, right? Think about the ones you follow, and you're going to notice something. There's an alter ego with these folks. Like, they've kind of created an actor for themselves, and then they multiply it by 2. So it's genuinely who I am. So I'm going to give you an example. And this is my most embarrassing thing that I get to do in front of audiences, in front of you guys today. If I do 2 times my ego, I'm going to talk about marketing mastery is one of the greatest things that you could do for your business in 2024. Many realtors don't know that you too can get to the next level only by implementing a marketing-based strategy. Check out below, DM me with any questions, and I can't wait to see you this summer. Like, did you see what I just did there? It wasn't really me, but it works. And it may not have even come across weird to you on the other end. It does in person. It feels very abnormal. It is weird, but it is 2 times my alter ego. Take who you are genuinely, and unfortunately, yes, that's me, and multiply it by 2, and then you'll get across. When you watch these YouTubers, the volume is loud. I hate to say it, because we're trying to do what? We're trying to get everyone's attention. We want everyone to pay attention to us. It is not prideful. It is marketing. Yeah. Okay.
Well, and what that does, Greg, 2xing your personality answers the question of how can I be more entertaining? Because honestly, that's what's going to keep them around. The more entertaining you are, the more people are going to stick around and they're going to come back. And so I love the idea of just taking who you are and 2xing it. If you actually think about that, it is something that you could do.
And if you're analytical and you're passionate about numbers, just be 2 times as passionate about the numbers. Guys, it is important for you to understand what the housing market is doing today. Like, you don't have to be, it's not cheesy. It's just energy. I guarantee you, and ask yourself this, when I did my little 2 times my alter ego right there, how many of your eyes pulled away from what you were doing as you're over here working on putting in the listing, or, you know, we're in a conference room and I'm up on a TV right now and 2 people are grabbing coffee, came back in and watched and paid attention to what I did. The key word is attention. And my friends, we're dealing in the currency of attention. That's what marketing is all about, turning attention into dollars, right? Mm-hmm. If they're not paying attention to you, you don't exist. If I can't, and I think I've gotten that across to you guys. So I won't belabor that anymore. Understand that you want to turn up the volume. You want to pay attention. Quick clips. Do not bore anyone. Keep it going. I talk fast for a reason, because I want to get to the next point, because I want to keep your attention. Okay. It's just the way people are conditioned in today's world. So a couple other points that I think are really important, and then we'll bounce to another section that I'd like to hit. If you're not taking risks in public and being bold, then you're probably not going to make it in video. Take risks, be bold. So I did something just for fun. I don't know how many views I have at this point, but I pulled up to the Glover U retreat in Traverse City, and I told Nick Belmore, one of the other coaches, and I had Sasha, one of our Glover lovers that's always there. They both had cameras. I got on my scooter, my little electric scooter that I bought for my son, but now I tend to use it more than he does. I rolled up to the front door, walked straight in, played this hot music behind it. Totally ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, but I already knew I was going to get one. It's one of the best viewed videos that I have on my Instagram account. So I knew it would work. Why is that? Because I took a chance. I wasn't worried about what people were thinking. If you want to talk about a community, if you want to talk about a housing market, then walk through a neighborhood, have people look at you, walk right through a group of people, have fun with it. People now know what YouTubers are all about. It's actually not going to jump out as crazy as you might think. So those are content expectations. If you provide value on short form, they will find you on long form. So if you're providing value is the key here. I want you guys to, and it looks like Jeff jumped. That's okay too. Now I get you all to myself.
Not so fast, Greg. Value, I'm back. Keep going.
Oh man. If you provide value on short form, they're going to find you. And again, it always comes back to value. And what is value? Value is answering questions, solving problems, motivating, entertaining, informing. These are all things that provide value. And just think about the YouTubers that you follow. Why do you go there? To be entertained, Mr. Beast. There's no real reason to go to Mr. Beast unless you're a marketing person and you want to see why he's working so well, right? It's entertainment. Well, I play craps, right? So it's I play craps. I follow a guy called Color Up. I go there because he's informative and entertaining. So information. You'd go to Tony Robbins for motivation. You'd follow Glover U for information. I think still entertaining. Growth and development. I mean, there's value there, so I'm going to follow. So content should be informative to questions your customers have. People say, I don't know what content to get. Or where to find content. All you have to do, if you close your eyes right now in this moment, think about the transaction you're working on today, tomorrow, yesterday, or last week. Think about a question your client just asked you. I don't care what the question is. There's a question there like, well, when are we going to close? Or do I have to be at the title company, or will they come to me? Oh, and all of a sudden you can start creating content around that. If you've been asked a question more than one time, that should be a short form video. That should be in your information playlist of your YouTube channel, Instagram, and Facebook.
We tend, as realtors, to underestimate things that are basic questions. Because we're in this every single day. So for us, we just have a natural answer that comes to mind. The public doesn't know that. Speaking of the public, I know, Greg, you've often recommended answerthepublic.com. Which you could type in anything. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So you can go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no. You can type in anything here, and Google has categorized and kind of held a lot of the questions that are out there that people are typing into Google. And so, for example, if you type in Michigan real estate to answerthepublic.com, this is a free service. One example is how many real estate agents are in Michigan? Okay, let's make a video on it. Currently, there are this many realtors in the state of Michigan. How do you pick the right one? Well, these are three things you want to think about when picking the right realtor. Did you know that there were this many? And you can start to answer questions that are being typed into Google on a daily basis. One of the newer things, because again, with Marketing Mastery, Jeff and I, Alana, as well as Adam Williams, who runs Live Unreal Media, which, by the way, I'm so into video that I actually helped birth and co-start and co-found Live Unreal Media, also Easy Video within our own team. That's how important I think it is. We've actually created a video marketing company within our real estate team, a vertical integration. But another one, so what I was going to say is 50% of the content in Marketing Mastery is now being redeveloped by the Glover U family. So it is going to be absolutely, and it's already, I'm excited about what I'm seeing, but I'm going to drop a couple new items in here for you guys. One of them is vidIQ. Some of you guys know about vidIQ, but you can supercharge your YouTube SEO with AI keyword generator. So now we want to start being found with the videos that we're putting out there. Let's figure out what keywords are being typed in. Let's create videos around what's being brought up. So example, Cleveland real estate. Cleveland real estate market trends. That's a great video. Cost of living in Cleveland. I'm going to show you an example of where we really start to take AI, and that's really where we're going to say AI is a wonderful leverage point. It has a lot of challenges with it still, but I do want you guys to understand that AI is with us. It's not going away. It's the next industrial revolution. It is terrifying for a lot of reasons, but don't be scared of it. It is what it is. When I talk about, we should be scared of it in general, but maybe not in the real estate world. You can, because when you start to see what it can do, if you haven't messed around with it yet, you're gonna see some pretty amazing things. Supercharge YouTube with keyword generator, with in video. So I'm sorry. Let me go back to vidIQ. vidIQ is going to tell you for content ideas. It's going to actually give you the hottest questions and the hottest trend of questions in whatever category you type in. So if you type in real estate in Michigan, it's going to then pull out the information from Google and tell you what the hottest information is, what's going to work, what videos will work and what videos will not work. So it's actually going to make you more efficient, so you're not wasting your time, and the videos you create are actually going to get the hits and the engagement that you're looking for. You take it one step further. Now that you know that you want to do a video on market trends in Cleveland, for example, you can actually go to InVideo AI as an example. There are so many of these, and that's what I want to help you guys organize and wade through. One of the ones that you could just mess around with a little bit is InVideo AI. InVideo AI is you simply type in something like I did here on the left, make a short Instagram reel video discussing the cost of living in Cleveland. Now, why did I pick the cost of living in Cleveland? I picked it because when I went to vidIQ, it told me that that's what people are typing in, cost of living in Cleveland. So then I went to InVideo AI, and I simply typed this in and hit generate video. That's all I did.
If you don't like spending a fortune but still want a great lifestyle,
this is what came out.
Cleveland is your city. Cleveland, Ohio, the land where your dollar stretches further. From affordable housing to budget-friendly groceries, Cleveland's cost of living is 11% lower than the national average. Imagine getting a spacious home without breaking the bank. And when it comes to finding that perfect home, Greg Erlanger with Keller Williams Citywide is your go-to guy. Greg knows the Cleveland market inside out and will help you snag the best deals. Why settle?
All right, I'm going to stop it there just with the time that we have. What I want to show you is I literally did nothing more but type that in. Now, InVideo allows you to go in and edit. So instead of this random gentleman here, I could actually put my own video in that clip. I can also it can clone my voice. One of the other tools that I'll show you, because I don't want you guys to leave here without getting the real sexy, fun tools that people like to see. When I talk about voice cloning, let me give you an example of one more tool here. It's called Hey Gen. It actually creates an avatar for you. So I'm going to talk about the difference here, and we go through this in Marketing Mastery. There's a place for AI right now, but there's also a huge detriment to it as well. And I think you guys are going to pick up on what that detriment is real quick when I show you Hey Jen. So this is a avatar. I submitted 2 minutes of video of me talking. And now I can simply go to, for example, ChatGPT. I can say, give me a 60-second script on marketing mastery or whatever I want it to be. Cut and paste that into Hey Jen. It will take my avatar and it'll create a video like this, which, by the way, guys, this is not me. I did not do this. This is not my voice. I did not say these things.
10 ways Glover U Marketing Mastery students can leverage AI. Lead generation. AI algorithms can analyze data to identify potential leads by examining patterns in online behavior.
Now you could see there's what they're called artifacts. You can see that my voice is my lips are not exactly perfect. Do you guys know where we're going to be 10 years from now? This is going to be on point. It's terrifying. But in the meantime, think about all the training tutorial classes that you could do, or, think of how you can use this as a leverage point to create video after video after video. There are people that are succeeding in multiple areas with complete avatars. They're not even real. There's YouTubers that aren't even real. They're AI. They're not even people that are getting millions of subscribers. But let's see what it can do here. They've cloned my voice.
10 ways Glover U Marketing Mastery students can leverage AI. Lead generation. AI algorithms can analyze data to identify potential leads by examining.
I don't know if you guys know that, but that's not me, but that's my voice. So if you don't like how you look, you can simply have one of their avatars do it for you. But think about some of the possibilities from training some of your agents on your team. They're just the absolute utility of having the AI and the avatars create video content for you. Those are just two examples of creating video for you. But I will go back to the concept of genuine, unique, authentic. That's what brand is. So if you over leverage AI, you're going to lose and disenfranchise all the fanatics that you've been able to build over the years. Does that make sense? I guess there's no one really to answer, but that's okay. I think I heard 1,000 people say absolutely. All right. With how am I doing on time, Jeff?
Good, Greg. You got about 5 more minutes.
All right. So let's talk about, now that you've created a brand, right? Let's talk about creating a community. This is one of the things that I think, a lot of companies, and I'll just point to the one that we all know, which is Glover U. I think he is, Jeff and the whole staff and all of us have really created a community. Engagement is fleeting. Building a community has a longer shelf life that will help through transitions and bad times. So you want to create a family. You want to create a community that people want to be a part of. They want to be, and that's going to, your high I personalities in the disc set, they're going to love that. They want to be a part of something. You want to create, you want to, like with the video that you create, with the brand you create, how can you be inclusive? And engagement is a two-way street. You cannot expect people to engage and subscribe to your channel if you're not engaging and supporting their causes. And their cause might be that they just posted, they won an award for the best stock shelver at Kroger. Okay, awesome. Did you comment and congratulate them on that? Did you actually reach out to them on your daily social media scans, or are you just looking at things? Are you engaging your sphere? Are you engaging the consumers? If you've posted something and you have comments and you didn't comment back, are you really engaging, or are you just collecting hearts and likes and things, right? When you're building a community, you have to let them know that we're in this together. So if they comment on your post, you comment on theirs. And there's a lot of, Jeff, what's one way that you've created a community within the Glover U family? I mean, you really have created something special.
Well, obviously getting them involved in a lot of the activities that we do, creating, Sunday fun day activities, and obviously documenting that, sharing the videos of all of us having fun, getting engagement off of those videos. So that's, that's probably one of the handful of ways there.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah. Getting engagement, but you have to create the space for them to engage. And then I love like Glover Lovers Club, right? There's merchandise like, like I said, I have Glover U socks for some reason, but I'm a fanatic of the brand. So I love wearing the socks. I think it's fun. I love the backpacks. I love, how many of us have the Live and Real black t-shirt, right? I mean, you can go through the airport, you're seeing it everywhere. And why is that? You know, you feel a part of something and you've created a club. The question isn't to sit. I don't want you to stand here and go, congratulations, Jeff, great job. You know, look at Yeti, look at Mr. Beast. He's created a community. He's created a club that people are a part of it. The question is, what are you doing with your brand and how are you driving people to become fanatical about your brand? So, and that the way you're going to do that is by creating community, creating a club, creating merchandise that allows people to celebrate your brand. So, those are some things. And the best way is to show them you care. One of the reasons that I know Jeff cares about us is the massive amount of effort, time, and life that he's poured into all of us. And I don't mean to sit here and just, Jeff is somebody that we can all relate to. We all know what he's doing. And because of that, I know that he cares. And that's another reason I become a fan. The question again is, are you showing your client base that you care about them? Do you really care about the community, etc.? Engaging the audience we talked about, and then come up with a fun way that your audience will connect with you. So Taco Tuesdays, props in the background, like you got to allow them to relate to you. If you love Black Labs, you're a dog person. If somebody's not a dog person, they're not going to alienate their fanaticism. They're still going to follow you. They're going to love you. But if they do love dogs, you've just included a whole hyper subgroup of who you are, and they're going to become fanatical. They're going to be excited. And they're going to be able to engage and connect with your brand. So the final thing, I'm going to give you one more slide. I know I'm short on time at this point, but I do want to show you what everybody runs into and Marketing Mastery helps you overcome. I promise you, you're going to start out, and a lot of you guys have already done this. You've opened up, you've tried to do a YouTube channel, you put a couple of videos out there, or you never started. That's phase one. You upload a few videos, but you only got 3 viewers and you only have 2 subscribers. So you give up. And I would say that's probably 90% of realtors. Well, what we need to do is get to phase 2 where we gain momentum. And we're going to gain momentum through what? Through consistent content. We have to find a way. We have to be coached and held accountable. And that's, again, what we do in Market Mastery. We hold each other accountable to continue adding content to our channel. And then finally, you're still going to say, okay, well, now I've got 60 videos and I feel really good. You're going to burn out. And you got to be encouraged to rinse and repeat and continue to go, because that's when the hockey stick takes off. At that point, that's when the community starts to throw back. I saw your last videos, or why did you stop doing Landlord Greg videos? I was really enjoying those. I'm a little annoyed that you stopped, right? I literally have had that conversation a few times. So you want to keep that momentum going. Marketing Mastery, anybody that joins is, by the end of Marketing Mastery, you're going to have a successful YouTube channel if you do all the homework assignments with over 100 subscribers. But more importantly, you're going to know your brand, you're going to know why you're doing it, and you're going to have monetization of marketing funnels. There's actually a lot more to Marketing Mastery, but today was on video. That's why I only focused on that today. Jeff, I'll let you kind of take it from here.
So Greg, if anybody on here wants to obviously spend more time learning from Greg, Greg created, and we wrote it out together, the Marketing Mastery program. In fact, 16 weeks of everything from building your brand, knowing what you stand for, making sure people know what you stand for, and putting yourself in a position to be known as a celebrity in your local market. I mean, we basically took the best of what I do, the best of what Greg does, and we put it together into a 16-week program. And if you're curious as to how you can really establish a brand like we have, what I would do is I would text the word marketing to 55444. So I would start there. That way you get this info. Text the word marketing to 55444. And from there, Greg, I know it's 16 weeks of 1 hour live sessions, but also there's homework. People get to ask questions of you every session. We limit the number of people that can join because, of course, we want people to be able to interact with you. This is everything from start to finish. And, I know a lot of people, especially right now, are asking, well, what's the difference between Marketing Mastery and Social Media Mastery? Social media does not matter until you master this piece first. You can't just go on social media and become a celebrity on social media until you've started with this piece. You've got to build a brand the right way. And Greg tells you exactly how he did it, how we did it. And what's really cool about this program, from what I've seen, is you've taken what people are doing to generate leads and you've either enhanced it through marketing, or you have some marketing mastery graduates that their number one source of business. And these are people closing 30, 40, 50 homes a month or a year. Their number one source of business is marketing. And so if you want to spend 16 weeks with Greg, I mean, what is it?
Yeah.
$399 a month for 4 months, you'll make that in like less than a deal. I mean, you don't even have to sell one house to make that kind of money. You can do a lease deal and make that kind of money. So Greg, what else should we know about it?
If you do all the homework assignments, which are not too over the top, I mean, really what we're doing is sharing videos with each other in a safe environment. What's great too is the community that we're creating of Marketing Masters. The previous course, those folks are still in the same community, and they're going to help you critique. They're going to tell you, hey, your volume, your studio set, this is the microphone that works for us. This lighting was great. That community is going to continue to help you grow. But you will, if you do the homework and you stay engaged for 16 weeks, I guarantee you, without any question, you're absolutely going to have the course paid for. But more importantly, you're going to have an asset that's going to live on for years to come. And that's what makes Marketing Mastery different, I think, than any other course that exists, is because the longevity of the asset that you're creating. And we all have small businesses, and those businesses are valued based on the assets we're creating. Your brand, the development of your online resources, even when we talk about hybrid farming techniques, database development, what emails are working, how to get more open rates. We talk about all the different lead sources that exist out there, from HomeLight to Homes for Heroes to any one of those, any one lead from any of those that you implement, you're going to pay for the course 10 times over.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. It's not just video. It's everything that, from basic marketing to mass advertising. And you even cover billboard, radio, TV, the stuff that we've done through the years to build our brand. So anyone who's interested, text the word marketing to 55444. And everyone else, we will see you for another great set of webinars next week. We got 3 coming up next week. Go to gloveru.com/webinar to get signed up for those. And everyone, have a great weekend. We'll see you guys.
See you.